Hey there, Bruins fans! Welcome back to BNG Hockey, where it's always black and gold. We're getting closer and closer to the start of the regular season, so you're going to start seeing a lot more content from me, whether it be injury updates, roster moves, transactions, trade rumors, and then we're going to get into breakdowns of games once the regular season begins. I wanted to check in quickly today, though, and do an injury update. Want to start things off here with Patrice Bergeron. As we all know by now, he has been suffering from a groin injury. This is kind of a reoccurring thing in his career. It always seems to be nagging him, and even though it was a shorter offseason, it does look like he's finally fully recovered, which is great news for the Bruins. It looks like he might even get into a preseason game. It would be the last one against the Chicago Blackhawks, but it would be good for him to get a little in-game action before the start of the regular season. But even if he doesn't get in a preseason game, I think he'll be okay, and we're all just happy to see that he has a clean bill of health. Moving on to the most recent injury now, just last night David Krejci played 2 shifts before going off with a lower body injury. Now, I do think the Bruins were just playing it safe here. Talking to Bruce Cassidy after the game, he said it wasn't anything too serious. It's only a preseason game, so they didn't want Krejci going out, playing through it, and making it even worse. Interesting thing to note, he was not at practice today. Probably the same level of precaution here for the Bruins. I think they just want him to wait and see if he's fully healthy and ready to go, because they don't want him aggravating anything that would keep him out of regular season games. So hopefully Krejci's right back in action pretty soon. This next injury doesn't really affect the Bruins as much as it does the Providence Bruins. It's forward Anton Blidh. He did have successful surgery to repair a ligament in his right shoulder. Looks like he's going to be out for about 4 months. Now, Blidh has played for the Bruins before. He's one of those solid guys who, if you think a kid's not really ready to be called up, you can call up Blidh and he can give you a solid 12-13 minutes of hockey. That's really what you want from the fourth liners that you call up when you just need a guy. So that will hurt the Bruins if they start getting a lot of injuries piling up in the bottom 6. That's a guy that they would rely on normally, and certainly he has an effect on the Providence Bruins, putting up pretty solid stats. But he won't be out for the whole year, as I said before, looking like it's going to be around 4 months. So we're still waiting to hear more on David Krejci, but it does look like for full-time Bruins, they're only going to be missing 2 players for the start of the season, John Moore and Kevin Miller. It was great to see Chara out there for the preseason game. He doesn't really need to play in any preseason games because he's played in the league for so long, but it did show you that he was back and ready to go and that he was fully healthy, because there were some concerns whether or not he would be ready to go night 1. But if he's playing in the preseason, you can bet he will be there for opening night. So hopefully the Bruins get some speedy recovery on their depth defensemen in Moore and Miller. Hopefully Anton Blidh can recover quickly and help out Providence. It's going to be an interesting year with a lot of kids going up and down, so I'm going to be covering a lot more of the roster transactions. Like, for example, today, Dan Vladar goes down to the Providence Bruins. When there's a lot of movement like that, I will certainly do a video covering that, and hopefully I'll be able to keep you updated with injuries throughout the season. So if you like this kind of content, make sure to give it a big like, and if you haven't already, subscribe.